friends, it's Carrie. Welcome back to my channel. Today is card number 7 in my holiday card series for 2017, and I'm going to be using these images here from this Christmas pageant stamp set from Neat and Tangled, and I'm just stamping down my images onto some smooth white cardstock with my Misty tool here, making sure I get really good impressions of my images. And I am going to be doing the coloring of my images. Now, I will go ahead and apologize now. Obviously, you can see some of the images are already colored, and for some reason or another, I've lost some of the footage that I had, or most of the footage that I had of the beginning of this video that I had whenever I was doing the coloring. I don't know what happened, but I was able to salvage some of it, so I just wanted to obviously share what I did have with you guys, and hopefully it's that's okay with you. But for some reason or another, I just lost it. So I wanted to actually show you what I do have though, and hopefully you will be able to enjoy that just as much as if you were to see the entire coloring portion. But I wanted to obviously make these kids really bright colors because the backgrounds and the setup that I'm going to be using for this card are really kind of neutral tones. So using these bright colors on these kiddos are going to make them pop off my card. So I am working on one of my favorite images from the 4 of these children, and that's the one here in the ornament. She's so cute. I just absolutely love her, and I love how she turned out as far as how I colored her. Reds usually work well in my favor whenever I'm doing coloring. I've mentioned in previous videos that I am trying to get better with my Copic coloring, and I hope that I'm not beating a dead horse by repeating that every time I do a coloring video. But I just wanted to put the full disclosure out there that, you know, obviously I'm nowhere near an expert when it comes to Copic coloring, but I do want to get better, and I want to get my technique a little bit more streamlined. And I think I've come a long way since I have invested in these Copics a few years ago. And so I watch a lot of fellow crafters doing their coloring and just getting tips and tricks from them, and then getting different, obviously, good color combinations from them as well. And that helps too. And so I really just take the pride in, obviously embracing what I can do and not trying to be someone else whenever they color. But I also love to take tips and tricks from those that I feel that are a little bit more advanced in this than I am. But so I am going to go ahead and finish up what you see here, and finish up this little girl with the Christmas tree. She's cute too. I love her too. And just kind of giving her the overall look that she is that Christmas tree, and she's bringing that Christmas tree to life. So these kids are so cute. They are illustrated so wonderfully. And this is one of those things that I usually, for some reason or another, don't go for sets like this, but for some reason or another, these faces I just had to have. So, and I was anxious to go ahead and ink them up. I just recently got this set this week in the mail, and so I didn't really have this card planned until probably later on in my series, but I was just too anxious to get this card, these images colored and on a card. So that's why I bumped it up a little bit in my card, I guess, schedule, if you will, of ideas. So I've gone ahead and finished the coloring, and I've die cut them with the coordinating dies. And now I'm going to go ahead and start building my card here. I want this to look like an actual Christmas pageant stage. So I have taken several dies here. This is the Papertrey ink in the Meadow die. And what this is exactly what it sounds like. It's supposed to be hillsides. But I was looking at this die set and looking at it thinking, this would be really cool if I could turn this into like a curtain that you would see on a stage. So I die cut the bigger one that you can see in the upper left corner with some gold cardstock. This is the gold sparkle cardstock. I die cut that one, and then I also die cut another pattern that had some gold foil on it to be, I'm not good with terms as far as decor or anything like that, but the top portion of the curtain. And if anybody knows the official word that I'm looking for, please let me know, because I don't want to sound like I'm an idiot or anything like that, but I simply just don't know the terminology. But I am using several different papers from different pattern paper packs. A lot of them, I say a lot of them, a few of them are older, so I apologize for that. So the one that has the big brick background is an older set. You can't get it anymore. But there are other 6x6 pads and paper packs out there that has a brick pattern, or you can even create one with the stencil. It's up to you if you wanted to replicate this card. And so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm actually just, and I used another piece of like wood grain type cardstock or pattern paper at the bottom to create my little stage. And I am just going along and adding my pieces to my card, and I'm not cutting them down, you know, fully to match my card. I just want to get them on there, and then if I need to cut off any excess, I can easily do that with my scissors. So this is the part that I'm talking about that I don't know the terminology. I just feel like it's part of the curtain. So I'm just gonna kind of place down my kids here and seeing how I want them placed. I do want them to look like the illusion that they are standing in different areas of the stage. You know, some that are further back, some that are in the front. And I thought that one with the little one with the Christmas tree, it looked, you know, since she had her arms out, I thought it would be fun to have her in the very, very front. Like she is actually saying this to this greeting that I'm putting down onto my card, that she is saying this to the audience, if you will. So I'm going to go ahead and prep my cardstock here just a little bit with the anti-static powder tool. And I'm going to emboss this sentiment. And it's going to start reading, "We wish you." And then on the inside, it's going to say "Merry Christmas." So I wanted to make sure that I get this good and prepped before I stamp this down with my Versamark ink. And then I'm just going to take my white embossing powder here and just apply that and then heat set that until it's good and melted. And so before I add my kids to my scene here, I want to go ahead and stamp down the inside of my card. And it didn't stamp it down as well as I wanted it to. That's why I'm happy that I had it in my Misty. So I'm taking the opportunity to ink it up again and then stamp it once more onto it. And that way it will make a really great and bold black sentiment. I just want to go ahead and quickly clean off my stamp before I move on. So I'm going to go ahead and place my kids back down and making sure exactly where I want them before I apply any adhesive. I'm going to add some with foam adhesive, some with just regular liquid glue, that kind of thing. And so that one kid that has the star, he's kind of like, you know, closer to the curtain. I actually had to move him. You don't see that in pictures or anything, but it was bothering me that the curve of the curtain, if you will, wasn't being shown. So off camera, I actually had to change that because it was bothering me. But anyway, so I'm adding some final embellishment here with my Stella clear shimmer pen here. And I just love the extra shimmer to add to this card with the star and of course the ornaments on the tree and then the bigger ornament there. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, I'm so sorry for the coloring portion of the video, but I hope you get the idea. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you're all having a great week, and I will catch y'all in my next video. Bye.